be starting with the file handling concept now. So now let's start with the file handling concept now. So file handling is basically, okay, so why this file handling is required? As of now, whatever concepts which we have learned or whatever programs which we have written, these all programs are either taking the input directly, we are giving the input values directly, or we are taking the input from the user using input function. In real time, this is not an ideal case. The ideal case may be you have to connect to some server or some remote system and you have to access the files and folders from there. How we can do that? So to access the files and folders, generally what we do, we connect with some database, right? So we have the database concept. For that, you will be learning into the SQL classes, which is the extension of the file handling. So we need to learn one thing, that let's say if I have a file on my system and I want to read and write, I want to read from that file or I want to write into that file. How can I do that? We will be learning first for the text file and binary file. Rest all, whenever the requirement comes for other types of file, you will be learning that. Okay. As of now, our scope is limited to text and binary files. Okay. There is CSV file handling, there is the Excel file handling, and how we can do that. So this is all related to the different stages of this course. Whenever it is required, the things will be discussed. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to file handling in Python, so what I'll be doing, I'll be just showing you a few syntaxes where we will be opening the file, existing file on our system. We will be reading the data, or we will try to write some data into that file, or we will try to do some operation on that. Want to read or write something from a file or into a file, then opening file or reading and writing, these all operation almost will remain same. Few functions will change here and there, right? And when it comes to passing the files as an object and then doing the operation somewhere else, so these all are a different concept that is related to the programming part. We are not interested into that. It is not required for us being a data scientist. For us, the main part is if we have, let's say, a CSV file, so how we can read the data from the CSV file, how we can download it, how we can read the data, how we can do some manipulation on that data. Okay, that is our part. So that is what we are going to learn. Okay, so there are different modes of operation on the files, and those modes of operations are reading, writing, appending, then read and write, write and read, and append and read. So basically 6 modes of operation we have. And whenever you want to do the file handling, the 2 operations which you do by default is you open the file and you close the file at the end. Closing of the file is mandatory. If you will not be closing the file, probably the changes you have done may not be saved. Okay. So for example, as I said, the file we are going to discuss as of now, file types are 2 types. One is text file and one is binary file. Okay. In the text file, we will be discussing with respect to the text file. In the binary file, there will be a slight change. Binary file means PDF file or image file. These all are coming into the binary file. So there will be a small change into the mode of operation. Function will remain same. So I'm starting with the text. For binary, I'll be just giving you a small hint at the end, and that will be done. So as I said, the first operation we need to do is opening of the file, and the last operation we need to do is closing of the file. And in the beginning, in the middle of opening and closing, you will be doing the file related operations, okay, like reading and writing. So let's see how we can perform it. First of all, when we are going to open a file, let's say f is equal to open. So the syntax of opening the file is you will be writing the file name. Now this f is what? F is a variable which is pointing to the file object. This open function returns a file object, and whatever operation you will be doing on that file, you will be doing with respect to the file object only. So this file object, we are holding it in f variable. Okay, you can use any name here, and then you give the mode of operation here, in which mode you want to open that file, And one more thing, when you write this file name, you will be writing the extension also of that file. And finally, you want to close the file. So you will be closing that file with this reference of F only. So this is the syntax. Now there is, when you want to read the file, so there are few functions of reading the file. Basic function we are learning, read, and to write something we have f dot write. Okay, if you want to write something, so that you will be writing into the string format. Rest all function, there are few more function of reading and writing. We will be learning it later. But as of now, with this, let's start with the different modes of operation. So the modes of operation we have are read. So the acronym for that is R. Then we have write, that is W. Then we have append, that is A. Then we have read and, okay, so we have R plus. Next we have write and read. So that is, we have W plus. And finally we have append and read. So that we have A plus. Okay. Now what all these different modes, what happens in these modes, let's understand this, and then we will be going to the different functions. Okay. So first of all, let's come to the read mode. Read mode is R, as I said. And when you open a file in the read mode, so number one, if file exists, then it will open the file in read mode and places the cursor at the beginning of the file. Okay. Cursor will be placed at the beginning of the file so that when you will start reading the content, you will be reading it from the beginning. If file does not exist, then you are going to get file not found error. Okay. And number three, you are allowed only to read from the file, but not allowed to write into the file. Okay. This is about the read mode. What exactly does it say? Let's see it with the code. So first of all, we are going to open a file, f is equal to open, and we are going to open the file into the read mode. So we will be writing here the file name. Any file is existing, which all files, my underscore mod. So I'm going to open a file f1 dot, let's say txt. Okay, this file is not existing. I'm trying to open it into the read mode, and then I will be closing the file. Okay, let's just execute it, and it gives file not found error. Why? Because this file was not existing. Okay, fine. Now, so this case, if file does not exist, what if the file is existing? If the file is existing, then it will be opening that file. So let me open that file. F is equal to open my underscore mod dot py, and we are going to open it into the read mode. So this shortcut you will be writing always, not read completely. Okay, and then f dot close. Okay, so if the file is existing, it will be opening the file into the read mode. There is no error. So there is a function which gives us the current cursor position into the file. See, whatever file you are opening, that is the text file. So the content inside the file is considered as a string data. And if it is a string, so it will be indexed. So when the cursor will be placed in the beginning, it will be at 0 index. When the cursor will be coming here, 1 index, it will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, 5, 6, and so on, right? So if I'll be using f.tell function, it gives me the current cursor position in form of index. And also I will try to read the file using this read method on the file object. And after reading, so cursor will be placed at the end of the file, right? So when you start reading, when your cursor will start reading the content, it will move along the file and it will be placed at the end of the file. So it should give me the last index of this file, right? So if I'll be executing this, it first gives me 0. Then it started reading the file, returns a string object and it is printing it. This is what the content. And then it is giving me 212. That is the number of characters inside this. Okay. Not characters, number of characters, but it gives you the index, last index. Now, so this case is when file is existing, right? When file is existing, it is giving you, it is reading the file, and tell method gives you the current cursor position. Okay. Now, what if the file is existing and you are trying to write into the file? So cursor is at the end. Let me write something, f.write, and I'm going to write something at the end. Executing this will be giving you the error at the end. This gives you unsupported operation, not writable. Why? Because writing is not allowed. Okay, fine. Okay, so next one is the write mode. Write mode stands for W, and when we open a file into the write mode, and if file exists, then it will open the file in write mode, places the cursor at the beginning of the file after deleting the content of the file. So in the write mode, content of the file will be deleted. And if file does not exist, then it will be creating a file. Then it creates a file with the given name. Okay. You are allowed only to write into the file, but not allowed to read from the file. Okay. So let's say if the file is not existing, it will not be giving you the file not found error. So if the file is not existing, f1.txt is not existing here. So let's just see this, f1.py is not existing. Execute this f1.txt. It will be creating a file with this name. Write mode. So it will be creating a file with this name, f1.txt. It got created just now. Okay. And what if the file is existing and some content is written into it? So if the file is existing and if some content is written into it, then it will be deleting the content of that file. Okay, so I'm opening it into the write mode. You are not allowed to read from the file. You are allowed to write into the file. Okay, so this is not going to be unsupported operation. Now you can write into the file, and then you will be checking the current cursor position after writing. Okay, fine. You are not allowed to read from the file. Okay, we will see that it will be giving you the error later. So first of all, what this will do, it will delete the content. Then it will tell you the current cursor position 0. Then it will write it in the beginning. And then the cursor position will be giving you the last index of this. f.tell and then close this. It is giving you 0, which is current cursor position when opening the file. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this gives you the 5. Fine. And finally, it exits the file. So if you will open this my_mod, the code was written earlier, right? But now it is deleted and hello is written here. So what we can understand from this is that if you open the file into the write mode, the content will be deleted from the file. And if you try to read some data from that file, it will be giving you unsupported operation. Next, what we have is, we have seen write mode. Let's see the append mode. So what happens everything is similar to the write mode. But if file exists, then it will open the file into the append mode and places the cursor at the end of the file, but does not delete anything. It does not delete anything. If file does not exist, it will create. You are allowed only to write but not read. Okay, these all things will remain same. And this is going to be append mode. So let's say if we have f is equal to open, and we are going to write here the function, let's say I'm going to open the file my underscore. Let me write something into this. My underscore mod dot py. I'm going to open it into the append mode, and I'll be checking the cursor position. In the case of read and write, it was giving 0, but f dot tell, if you will be writing, that is going to give you the end of the file, number 1. Now if you want to write something, so you can use f dot write, but it will be always adding at the end. So if you'll be writing, let's say /n, you are writing hello. Okay, so this will be written at the end, first 2 new line and then hello. Now you are not allowed to read, so let me close the file first and execute it. Okay, and after writing, let me check the current cursor position again. So nothing, this 5 plus this 2 things will be added. Let's see that. So you have 189 plus 196. 7 is added to that, 196. Okay. And if you will open my underscore mod, so this is what the file you have. Hello is written at the end after 2 new line, 1 new line, 2 new line, and here, sorry, 1 new line and 2 new line. So hello is written here. And there are total 189 characters previously, and 7 characters got added, 1, 2, and this 5, 7. So 196 it is giving. Okay. So if the file is existing and if you open the file into the append mode, content will not be deleted, just the cursor will be placed at the end of the file. So from here I have given 2 new lines, so it has given 2 new lines and then hello is written. Okay. Now let's say, what if the file is not existing? If the file is not existing, then again it will be creating the file. So I can write f is equal to open. Here I'll be writing f2.py and I can open it into the append mode. And let's just close it. So let me see whether it is giving me the error. No. Okay. Now what if I'll try to read from the file? So if I want to read from the file, if I'll be using f.read function into the append mode, it will be giving you the error, unsupported operation, not readable. You cannot read at all, first of all. Okay. So these all are the different operations we have. Now if you see this read, write, and append, we have few limitations into it. Okay. Few limitation means the most important one, that if you're opening it into the read, you cannot write, and if you're opening it into write, you cannot read. So this is the one problem we have, which we can resolve, or which we can solve using the combine operation or combine mode. Okay, so we have read and write mode. Read and write mode, which says R plus. And when we open the file into the read and write mode, then everything will remain same as read mode. See, we are writing read and write mode, not write and read mode. Read and write mode means the feature of read mode will be prevalent. Okay, you are just getting one extra feature that you can write also into the file. That's it. Rest all, everything will remain same as read mode. So if the file is existing, open the file, read mode, places the cursor at the beginning of the file. If file does not exist, it will raise the file not found error. But you are allowed to read and write both into this mode. Okay. So for example, if I'll be taking this 2 lines of code or 2 codes, and if I'll be executing it here. So first of all, this file was not existing, so it was giving me the error. So let me see which file is existing. f1 and f2, f1.txt, f2.py is available. So let me write here f1.py and let's see. So it will be giving you the file is not existing, file not found error. No such file or directory is existing. Okay. So if the file is not existing, still you will be getting the error. But the only advantage is that it will not be giving you unsupported operation upon writing. So if you will execute this and if you will try to write into the file, so first of all, when you are opening it into the read mode, cursor will be placed in the beginning, it will be giving you 0. While reading, cursor will be placed at the end, because when it will start reading from 0 and it will go till the end. Then it will be giving you the last cursor position, and then you want to write hello, so backslash and hello I will write so that it is written at the end. So in the my_mod, I think hello is already written, so let me remove this thing. Okay, so let's execute this and you will see that hello is written. And after this, if you will be checking the content of the file, so current position, so it will be giving you it will be adding again 7 characters. So execute this, you are getting 0, then at the end you are getting 190, and then you are not getting, okay, so R plus 0, then 190 and 197, correct? Let's open this file and see whether it is written here. So we are opening it into the my_mod. So this is my_mod and hello is written at the end. Okay, fine. Any question? So now let's come to the write and read mode. Okay, so write and read mode is the extension of the write mode, where everything is taken from the write mode. The only thing is included that you are allowed to read also. Okay, so write and read mode. So that is W plus. Okay. So if you open the file, if the content is there, it will be removing the cursor, deleting the content and places the cursor at the beginning. File does not exist, it will create the file and you are allowed to read. So for example, you can see this, if the file is not existing, it will be creating it. What if we are trying to read, whether we will be able to read? So first of all, we are opening the file and then the content will be deleted, right? And then we will try to read something, there is nothing to read. Then we will be writing. After writing, the cursor will be at the end. So this will be giving you the current cursor position. So there is a method called seek. And using seek, you can provide the index that where you want to move the cursor into the file. Every element is indexed. It is a string object. So you can, if you want to place the cursor in the beginning, you can write 0 and the cursor will be placed in the beginning. You can check that the tell method again that where exactly it is, and then you can try to read. Okay, here when you will try to read, it will be printing hello, but here it will be printing nothing because there is nothing inside the file. When you opened it, it deleted the content. So as of now, this is the content of the file. Let me execute the code and see this. So first of all, it is giving you 0. There is nothing to read, so it is giving you empty string. Then it is, you are writing hello and then you are checking the current cursor position, it is giving you 5. Then you have used seek method to place the cursor in the beginning and then checking tell, so it gives you 0 again. And then when you are reading from 0, it is giving you hello. Okay, so if you will open this my_mod, you will see that every content is deleted and only hello is written. Okay, so now let's see the append and read method. Append and read mode. So append and read mode is similar to the append mode. The only difference is now you can append also and you can read also. Previously you were not allowed to read, but you are allowed to read also. Okay, so let's see that. So if the file is not existing, it will create a file. Okay, and if the file is existing, so previously we were not able to read, now we will be able to read. But see here, if you will be executing this code, so first of all, cursor will be placed at the end. You are writing hello, so let me write some content here. So if I'll be executing this, so okay, so first of all, tell will be giving you the end. Then you are writing at the end, you are writing hello. And then when you are writing tell again, it will be adding 7 to this and then it will be giving you the index. So if you want to read, it will be giving you empty string because cursor is at the end. So you have to seek it again. So you'll be writing f dot seek of 0. Or what you can do, you can try to read here. That will be giving you the empty string, and then you try to seek and then read. Okay. And also you are allowed to write. So we have written it here. Execute this. You will see what. Okay. So this is A plus mode. So first of all, what we have got 196. In that 7 is added, we are getting 203. Hello is written. Now f dot read is giving you empty string because there is nothing. Then you have seek it to 0 position, and then you are reading. So when you are reading, it is giving you this. This is what the content is written. Let's see it here. Okay, fine. So append mode is basically going to add the content at the end of the file, and with append and read mode, you are allowed to append and you are allowed to write and read both. Okay. So these all are the different modes of operation we have: append mode, append and read mode. Now, when you want to do this operation on the binary files, so these modes will be having only B at the end. So for read mode, you will be having RB. Okay, B stands for binary. Then for write mode, you are going to have WB. Okay, and then for append mode, you are going to have AB. Then if you are writing read and write mode, then you are going to have RB plus. RB plus. If you are going to have write and read mode, then you are going to have WB plus. And if you are going to have append and read mode, then you are going to have AB plus. Okay, fine. So this is for the binary file. Rest all will remain same. Okay, concept will remain same, but these all are the, when you are dealing with the binary file, you have to use these modes. Next, we are going to learn about the functions or methods used reading and writing into the file. So to read, we have one method called read. Then we can write read and number of characters you want to read. Then read line method going to read one line at a time. And read lines method is going to read all the lines. Okay. This read method reads the whole content of file and returns the string object. Okay. Whereas when you come to read number of characters, so it will be reading the specified number of characters from current cursor position. Okay, and returns the string object. Okay, whereas read line reads one line at a time and returns string object. This one also. Whereas read lines reads the whole content of the file and returns list of string where each string is one line. Okay, what exactly it is? Let's see this. We have my underscore mod.py, right? So let me open this. F is equal to open my underscore mod.py, and we are going to open it into the read mode. Okay, I will be printing f.read, and let's just close it. Execute this. It is reading the whole data from the file, and it is one string. Okay, fine. Like this whole thing is written in the one string format, and it is returning the whole. It is reading the whole data. Whereas when you use fread, let's say 40 characters. So it will be reading only 40 characters from the current cursor position. So when you will be opening, the cursor will be placed in the beginning, and then from here it will be reading only 40 characters. So execute it and you will be getting this. It is reading only 40 characters. Okay. Whereas if you are writing read line, okay, so read line is going to read only one line at a time. Okay. So if you want to read all the lines, you have to use multiple times. From the current cursor position, it will be reading the one line. Okay. Now, next we have read lines. So let's see what is read lines. So read lines is going to read all the lines and it returns list of strings. Okay. You can see it is returning one line, then this is second line, this is third line, this is fourth line, and every line is a string, right? It is returning it into the string format. And at the end, how it identifies that it is the ending of the line? So with the \n character. At the end, you have \n, new line character at the end of the line. So with that, it reads one line. Okay. Great. Clear? So you can get this way, you can get this line. Okay. You can read the whole content in terms of lines. Okay. So this is the read lines method. And similar to this, we have the methods to write into the file. And what we have write method and we have write lines method. Okay, let's see that what it is. So write and write lines are the two methods. Write method takes a string object. Okay. So let's say if I'll open the file, not this file, let me open a different file. I will be opening f1.txt or f2.py, I think it is available. f2.py. So f2.py, and I'm going to open it into the write mode. Okay. Now I'll be writing the code, writing something inside this. So I'll be writing f.write, and I'm going to write one string object. So I'll be writing hello. This is Python class, and execute it. So it will be writing this content into the file. Now let's just open f2.py and it will show that this is the content which we have written inside this. Okay. Now let's say if you want to write multiple lines inside f2.py, you want to write multiple lines. So you will be writing it here, and we have the write lines method, right? So we will be using write lines. And inside this, we will be passing, let's say if I want to write this same thing inside f2.py, so I'll be just using this same list and I'll be passing it here. So write lines, see, read lines returns you a list of string. Write lines takes a list of string, where every string will be representing a line and it should be kept inside the string. Okay. At the end of the line, you should have \n into this string. Okay. Then only it will be writing it into the next line. Executing this will be writing this content into the file. And if you will open f2.py, you will see that this content is not written. Why? Why? Because I have opened my _mod. So let's see f2.py. It is written inside this. Okay. Fine, everyone. Okay. So let's start. So what we have covered. Okay, so we have covered all the functions using which we can read and write. Now the last topic, this is the with statement. Okay. So we can see when we open the file, to open the file, we have the open function, and we have to explicitly close this. If you will not be closing this, then there are chances that the changes you are making, then the changes you have done will not be saved. That is one problem. Second problem also, that what happens, let's say if you are writing a code and if some error happens at this line, correct? So your closing of the file is at the end of the file, right? So this code will not be executed, and then the changes you have done till here, it will not be saved into the file. So it is better always to write the file related operation using with statement. Okay. what it does is, if the error comes or whatever happens, if the error comes, does not comes, or whatever happens, it will be by default closing the file while exiting. Okay. Okay, so it will automatically close the file at the end. It will do the file closing operations on its own. Okay. So how we can use this with statement? So to use with statement, first of all, we will be writing with, and after that we will be writing again open function. So the file which you want to open, you will be writing here the file name, let's say f1.txt, or let's say f2.py. Okay, and then we want to open it into the read mode, and we have to again, like, open function returns a file object, so we will be renaming that file object as f. And after that, whatever operation you want to do, you just write that operation f.read and read the file, or f.write and write the file. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Basically, it is not mandatory to write the close operation, it will be automatically closing the file. Okay, fine. So you can use the with statement like that. The only difference is you have to now write open the file in this syntax. Rest all the code you will be writing into the indented block. Word count, and we have to get the characters count. Okay, so for character c underscore count, we are taking is equal to 0. Then we will be taking word underscore count equal to 0, and then l underscore count equal to 0. Okay, now to get the line count, it is very simple. You have to use l underscore count is equal to len of f dot read lines. Okay, this is very simple, right? So you will be getting the total number of lines. Next, you have to okay, so what we can do, instead of writing this, let me write here my underscore lst is equal to this. Okay, and for l underscore count, you will be using is equal to len of my underscore lst. Okay, fine. Next, we have to get the word count, correct? So to get the word count and character count, so I will be writing here for line in my underscore lst. Okay, and what I will be doing is, I will be writing word underscore count plus equal to line dot split, right? And for character in line, I will be writing here c underscore count plus equal to 1. Okay, once this loop is exhausted, I will be coming here, I'll be writing c underscore count then word underscore count and line underscore count. Int and list, where is that? Okay, so this is going to be basically len. Okay, so there are 1189 characters, 195 words, and 9 lines. Correct? Right? Total 9 lines. 4 plus 4 and this one. Correct? Clear, everyone? Any question? Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. Now, let's just do this one. Copy the content. So we will be using with open. We will be opening the file. What is the file name? Python.png, isn't it? So we will be opening this file, python.png, and we will be opening it into the read mode. But this is a binary file, so RB. We'll be writing here F. Then again, same thing, but now I'll be using new.png and I'll be opening it into the write mode. And I'll be writing here as F1. Okay. Now I want to write it inside F1. So I'll be writing F1 dot write. And inside write, what I should write? The content of python.png. So I'll be writing f.read. Correct. So it will be reading the content. That is this thing. It will be passed to f1.write. And that's it. Correct. Execute this. Now open new.png here. Let's see it is created. New.png. And this is what the content. Clear? Fine, everyone.
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. So now let's see this one, how we can do that. So I will tell you, try it. Read the content of the file using read lines. Correct? Then you have to split this list from here. Okay. You have to split the list from here in two parts. One part will be this, another part will be this. Then you have to append this line at the end of the first list, and then you have to combine it back. After combining, you have to rewrite it to the file. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So try this, and with this, I'm ending the discussion on the file handling.